Oh, let's get ready. So, I attempt to stream, but haven't recorded or haven't shown anything of it, as I've failed of it. So, last year's gonna be finishing off my new ship, to say the least. So the idea was, as I've got my little fleet of the Trident, the Duxley, which I think I did record, and the Buffalo carrier, the sort of the black and blue ships. No, I'm trying to find it. I think this should be it. Fingers crossed. So, this has been a massive update for Space Engineers. We have mainly looks, physics, sort of a bit, gameplay, multiplayer, graphics, audio, wheels. Feel a bit more like wheels. This is not the world. Okay, it's a bit earlier, I think. There it is. I built a shipyard, just like sort of be a fighter style sort of. You construct together, however, okay. Ignore that. Does the stream look a bit sluggish then? I'll keep my eye on it, but I might be the encoder. If it starts feeling a bit bad, I'll notice it a bit. So, I messed around with the new version, but look how shiny the ship is. Like, well, I actually prefer it like this. So we have the Trident, which really does need a revamp, but I took this against the Starter Earth enemies and I did well, like got a bit of the armor plate burnt off, but I would do that later in the stream if we finished building it. We won't mess around. However, I have got the Trident here. But look at, like, just here. Actually, I might. Oh no, that's not good. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Sorry with a fiddle. Is it working? Ooh, this is better. I just had to fiddle around. I think the game just sort of my settings are just weird for OBS. However, so we got the ship. You can hear the sounds. We have the Duxley, which I will move, as the Trident, I'm terrified of it. As hydrogen. As I generally keep in place, however. This is more for the build. Ooh. So we have the... You can hear the reactors in the background and all that when you... Doors are quicker, that's nicer. I realised I just walked through a cupboard. So we have that. Then we have the Buffalo, which generally needs a revamp. But like the Trident, was made when the hydrogen was a bit less buggier and didn't drain, so I wasn't too fussed at the time. So, let's go through you stream what I was doing off camera technically. Or I was recording it, then realised I'll just can't be asked uploading all the videos, let's just stream it, and that didn't work, so I just tried another time streaming it. So generally we have it's a battleship, a light battleship. So you have, so what my idea was, you have battleships which are strong, heavy, the fight where you, and then you have the lighter ones which are good in firepower, and that. So it is quite heavily armed to the teeth. I think the weakest part is the front, this bit here, the front cockpit. However, how I believe angling work, if I have an old turret set on to shoot missiles, hopefully they can get a decent angle here. And these turrets are sort of a bit of a better one, so there is some hope. Also, they probably will listen to side turrets, but... So we have this massive open area for the view, and then we have all these turrets here. So these missiles are meant not to try and track too much, however, enough Gatlings for the world. I just love the game's just, it's always been good, it's always been like, it's been looking good for a game. I have to admit, this game has been always looking good for what the time was. However, it's just looking better, and I now need to copy this across through looking at it. And then press N. So, I haven't painted it yet, and I believe, regrettably, this is going to be a bit of a RAM design on it. So, I've been sort of half slabs and using this. I'm not so much in for the complicated round stuff. Which is quite funny, saying I'm not so into it, saying I already have used the round curves. No, sorry, I haven't used round curves. I basically made this. Oh, the horse slabs looking a bit weird. That's a good thing to point out. So, paint's different and all that. I think the menu looks the same generally. Might be an odd change in places, however, all the same. So let's get back to building it. Just scroll down. Ooh, too high. There we go. So, generally, I have to admit I'm not a complete genius of building smooth ships. However, I do believe once I get some side turrets on this, it'll be fairly armoured. What I'm obviously going to do is build the interior, which is going to be fairly small for how big it is, in comparison to like this or that. Mostly that's just empty. But like, I really sort of in a way like doing interiors, but I hate doing it once I built a ship. I sort of just, I'm more a creative, like, I'm not arsed about survival, which I'm trying to snap out of that habit, but as you probably might have shown when I viewed over it before, before I fixed the smoothness of the stream. So, okay. Thank God I didn't put gravity in yet. So it is quite empty, however, let me just have a quick preview over it. So we have a back bit for some hangar space, and if the speed of the game gets a bit better, I might finish off the super ship, which you all should seen in videos and all that. So we have most of the construction area. So let me just double check wiring situation on this thing. I don't, spectator's always been weird, but saying your camera's been like that, but I think that's just an angle of that. So wiring all goes to here, which has gone through to the reactors. So in theory, all I got to do is plug it up here, which I think I might do actually. However, do it singly. And pop it through here. I'm sort of scratching. That's a bit of weird sounds, but I'm scratching my head ish. Because I'm technically not, but technically I should be scratching my head as I'm like in an hour in, to say the least, but I'm gonna bring it down one arm, sorry. It'll be fine. And then it will okay, that's not going there. What? It doesn't really need to go in there, so can go up there, and then it should be fine. Most sketchiest pipework ever, however. If it all connects, I can technically use it in survival, which I never. I forced myself once, however, it's so slow. Like I probably need someone there, like sort of banter time, like doing it. Unless it was like a roleplay style, which is probably the easiest way to do survival, because then it's like, yeah, you can spawn stuff in, do all this. And that's quite a good thing, really. You can just. So there's a hangar bay for, because if it's not a heavy battleship, you do need planes like spotters, a support. Like, it's a space game. Every battleship in space needs fighters. As escape pods are flawed in the natural design. But anyway. So the bridge. This thing hasn't moved out the dock yet, which if we look enough in the stream, we might be able to get it across. That means I have to get a mosey on. So that's basically it, and I'm getting confused. And I know what I need to do now is try and repair the damage. Just leave it open. What do you say? Nothing, because no one. Someone was watching before, however, no one's commented saying, "Okay, shut up." Sort of complainy talk. I wish people actually complained talked, and then I would have had jokes. Okay, that's okay. I regret that statement. No one take that literally. I mean, there were people like sort of bring up suggestions, talk. Not okay. Don't talk the company, but sort of like talk amongst themselves. Sort of GS ideas, not paint job ideas, because style going on. I actually am not a big fan of blue, to be honest, but I'll use it. Like, my favourite colour is red, that's why my character's red, but shame that my basic paint style is quite copied. Heavily copied, should I say. Not copied, heavily used. Copied to make it sound worse than what's meaning, but my sort of style of paint is like, you've got your main black colour, like very dark, matte, and then it, like in GTA, to say the least. Okay, now just me messed up, haven't I, a bit, but I have to. Basically, I've got I normally go with matte black or with a red, shiny red or matte red, and that's sort of how my paint style in GTA goes. Which I have to admit makes most cars look quite good, and then normally it's either black wheels or red wheels, and it's probably it'd be probably red neon as well if it was neon, but I don't always waste my money on that. But so if you are wanting that, no. Apologies, that's on my Xbox. So either I figure out how to have my right screen recorded from the PC, as there's no other way of me figuring it out, because I hate I hate wires. If you get me to fiddle around with wires, I will give up, unless I know exactly what they are, and what they do, and where they go. I'll be fairly sorted. Otherwise, you will spend a year with, for God's sake, I don't get this, but someone help. Or mostly, someone help after I give up. I give up, go do it yourself. So that's the style of that. So the new update, I need to get talking into this because stream, I have started about, was it 6 minutes? I spent 6 minutes-ish trying to fix it, the OBS, so I've generally haven't started off too bad. I normally start at 4. However, I have luckily managed to drag a couple minutes into it as I managed to set it up quickly. Also, I had nothing to really fill in, because I normally just start at 4, like, just before 4 would get set up and then start at 4, but I was like, okay, it's going to be a build, let's get ahead. Okay, let's put N back on. I'll press N, so it's... Okay. Okay, it is M, and then... It's hard, I'm not good at explaining controls, but I know them, but... Basically, M activates it, you click on it, then press N to turn it off and on to make sure it's there. But, if you don't have the game and you get it, there's probably better tutorials out there. Do we actually need more no, I'm not going to add more thrusters, I'm just going to add armor. And also... a rear-facing turret port area, because realistically, if you're chasing with a fighter, you want to hide behind the engine section, which I guess is a weakness. However, there's a reason why you would have other ships, not like how the Yamato died. Generally, not supported, and got aircraft, the battleship Yamato, which in a way, no offense to whoever's Japanese or anything, but it's quite a stupid government idea. I know it's all last hopes or everything, but would you rather, like, in a way, do more sort of... It would have worked better if you sent aircraft carriers with them, because it wasn't... They did have them. It escorted out, but then... Like, the sort of the ship just went down in a sort of, well, duh. Like the ship held up well. It had a lot of anti-aircraft guns. For go out for the attempt of it, but the general idea of how they did it was quite flawed, realistically. Because it was getting to the point where battleship to battleship was just a waste of resources and life. We could send one battleship and lose this much fuel, however spend half of it and spend 1 billion planes, which would be able to sink more. Sort of... It's like when the Bismarck sank, Hitler just sort of didn't give up with the ships, just sort of left the main fleet with not adding much battleships as he was losing it, and sort of it was a waste of resources. It hindered him in a way. If you think about it, ships gulp up a lot of fuel, but especially the old days, like if it was, I think it was like if it weren't steam, nice good old slow steam, it was oil. And even the World War I battleships probably jugged decently the same amount of fuel as the World War II ones did. Like, it's like, if you ever complain about fuel, just think about the people with battleships and massive planes and all that. Like, planes are a bit more efficient on the fuel consumption, however, you have to gulp, they just gulp it down. Because here I thought I was like, what the hell? I'm floating away. Magic, witchcraft. I was gonna say that one time. Where? There we go. I think it was turning a bit too quick, so that downwards thrust is not going to go here. This is going to be something else, however. This is sort of a decent thing to say about this ship. Let's do a quick overview of thrusters, because I need to have a good idea in my head. Oh, sounds! So, brake thrust, pretty good. Left and right thrust, probably need a bit more. Up and down. Down might need a couple more. How much has up got, actually? Actually, down and up's pretty fine. But really, it is side to side thrust, but I might... Not, yeah, it needs more side to side, but I need to figure out where. Like this main section here can pretty much go stuff itself. As in a way, we probably want to be able to turn this thing. As ramming, I think, is... I don't think it's changed massively, but I think it is still quite deadly. Through, I think multiplayer purposes is the worst part about ramming. I think sometimes connection like to do the old-fashioned way of... it sort of goes straight through it. But not actually visually, like it does for a second probably, because it's just the game physics. I'm not showing the damage, however. Like, this ship, from side to side, from side view, so far looks pretty bulky from the back, but the front looks quite weak. And from the front view, sort of, yeah, it looks like quite a normal ship in the back. However, from up down, it's like, whoo, okay. Like, okay, imagine it was all 2D, you couldn't see the detailed dents. You would say that's a battleship. Sort of, it would be wider in the middle bit, but that's just because it's space. You don't need buoyancy aids and designs of all that palaver. But it is. You can see how I was like, okay, design it. See, we were doing. It's a light battleship, yes. However, well, technically everything's wide up except for the turrets, because your ship has to be fairly small, like this size, and this size, maybe that size, and let very little turrets to be working. Like this ship, if a turret's ever on in survival, like you crashed it, scrap the bloody turrets, as they would have no ammo in them. And trust me, you don't want turrets in survival. Because I've seen what damage they do in creative when you've spawned a ship in for like something by accident and it's just gone pew 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 pew. Oh look, it looks like it's another ship. Shoot at neutrals. Bzz. And then you start hearing me crying in the corner going, no, sad face. As the ship is now floating away in pieces, which I was building on. And that's the story why you always have turrets off, unless... I'm actually quite lucky saying, I thought the turrets actually start killing the other ships which are blueprinted. I know these turrets are off and that doesn't have turrets. Quite stupid that actually. Is that how aircraft actually died? We ran out of anti-air. well, technically this be going alongside this, and then be like surrounded in a bunch of these. Like be like 3 of these, 1 of these, 10 or 20 of them, and then you know what? The one thing I might do with this is I might keep this. However, I would definitely change it for iron, and that maybe because until really the hydrogen in Creators Unlimited, which I don't know if the devs are keeping it like that, as it's like, well, we haven't figured a way to fix it, and I think fix it might glitch the survival one, so I think, I know some people probably say, I don't notice that, well, I never put hydrogen and oxygen and all that generators in ships. Now it's like, what was it called now? Very obvious. It used to be called oxygenator, but I never mess around with oxygen or that. The thingamajiggies, because I never know how to work them. If I did pressurize a room, I'd probably blow it up by accident. Like, it'd be good if you like shot into a pressurized room. Like if it was like shot, like properly shot, like through, what was it called? Man's brain's just gone. What's it called? Like, you know, like someone shot through a room and it burst open to space. Like, what would be quite good is damage. Just like it opened, like the wall will have a massive hole in, not massive, but have a hole in it, like it's been damaged badly. If you got any sense out of that, because I can't speak, good for you. As I do not recommend my speaking abilities. Oop. No. Now, how the heck am I gonna do this? Bit puzzles on this. Let's just have it. Like that. And upside down, I did that. It's fine. And that's also just add on the armor and all that. Like the interior, like probably the cockpit, and like a med bay behind it, and the upper area will be cargo, and probably, I don't know. I probably like sectioned it off, but like all this is gonna be is really armor. Cause you think, okay, if I want to win a battle with a ship, a big ship, limited in the ship is good, because obviously the mind thinking, if this ship has got an interior, there's a massive chunk at the front, like, so also this is like, there's a boat game on my iPad which I play, but I play a bit of boats. If you think about this wisely, your power, shove it at the back, then normally you think smart idea, put your power in the middle of the ship. Wrong. You could have it weak at the back, however the middle is where you'd aim. Cut it in half if you think. So off the mind's eye, if you don't know what the power is in a ship, where would you guess? The centre of it all. Or if you're dumb, stick on the outside. But I might probably add a couple of batteries in, as who has an absolute flying clue how much power usage this is going to go through. So I presume the reactors can charge batteries. If they haven't done that yet, I'll be surprised. Like, if you can't charge batteries with reactors, well, why? Sort of question. Now this room, jump. Yeah, jump drive quick explosions. You aim for the middle, miss past the thrusters, bang. So I might need a bit more armor, I have to admit, here. Now you think about this. The battleship, it's a high value target in a way. Like what's it called? Brain work. Oh, what's the posters, propaganda posters. Like the enemy would want to sink something that's known by everyone that it's a proud thing. So like this, you don't want this to be destroyed. Everything else is fine. Like this would be like a one in one ship. No other make, just this would be a classical ship sort of battleship. Because then it's rare, and then it's got that one design, and then that's sort of it. Now, so obviously this is how it's gonna go. So the thing is, if it was wide up, you want cargo everywhere, because if I did wide the top, which it would be a massive a massive job realistically. Like if you ever built a ship from scratch, like I know this has took 30 odd minutes for me to explain a bit and then build a bit, which build a bit quite a bit actually, but that was quite quick building. Not wait, I've been using heavy. Ooh, so this it's a light battleship. Oopsies. Well, it's fine because it's not entirely light. The main, I'm not arse really, but yeah, I'm not arse. I've just made it a bit heavier and a bit stronger. Anyway, it is like I've built a bit of the exterior, yeah, but in a way, the front bit's a bit stupid. But the idea, if this was heavy, yeah, you can see why it'd be heavy, because you're like reactor. Nope, just a solid block. Jump drive explosions mod. Okay, the bridge would be gone. The rest of the ship would be gone. The reactors and the back of it here would be perfectly fine. This pipe would be gone. Like this beams here, I know it's a bit stupid looking, but you would pilot the seat from here, then you would. I'll make it Star Trek like. Have I messed up on the windows? Or is that? Oh God, space engineers. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm not probably going to report this, but they probably know already, but they need to fix, like look at this. So you get close, they fix themselves. However, it's just, yeah, like the windows must be, you need to update you one by one. Oh, okay. Like, it's nice it all forms into one from a distance, however, you need to fix this, guys. It's not good having your window slightly broken. Style. And light. Okay, it's going to be a massive ass weak patch here. let's do the old-fashioned sort of corners and that, because I love them. Like, I could, like, if you can take these basic blocks and build something massive out of them in the old days, I get why you had new ones because it needs to be slicker, but don't just like skip the old style out, because like, look at this. So I got the new sort of blocks curved like this, new style builder. Got the old style. You grind it together, and it's sort of you go like, I think the paint and the heavy armor is sort of. I've been building out the entire main bit out of heavy armor the entire time. Which I don't think I have. Like, what I'm going to probably do is just, once it's built, drive it out, test drive it, then I will just turn these other ships into pirates, and then just let the turrets tear it up as sort of a test. Performance issues. So let's do one more, and then like I said, the weak spot is the cockpit, but that doesn't mean it's gonna. I'm pretty sure if a battleship was that weak in one area, they would probably have smaller ships prepared to kill themselves before let this main ship die. Like, what's more of a loss? A small ship sinking to a torpedo, or a massive ass battleship. In a way, it'd be a sacrifice which would be appreciated. Like, not like in the funny way, I mean like, yeah, appreciate, thanks. But just like, as I mean, okay, a bit lag. It's sort of, what would you rather be taken out? And that it would be great, like, honor in a way. Oh, what the hell's going on here? It's good as spectator. Let's get the character out. Like, sometimes I know spectator glitches. I know I've seen it gone wonky. Spectator's gonna pain in the ass. Like, suggestion: if you're having spectator problems, if you're doing anything recording important style of cool shots, do every other special thing on different worlds, servers in a way. As I kid you not, lag is so painful, especially now. Could add a secondary bridge. Okay. Temptation has got me. We're gonna build the second bridge. Only one side though, because it's. I need gravity. Did I say delete you? I said no. Take a quick drink. So where can I squeeze out of? Oh no. squeeze out of here a bit, so. It's a bit shotty to say the least, but not arsed. I need to get gravity generation here pronto. Dark side of storage. Aha! Not badly done, I have to admit. Should say not badly guessed. Done, I bet it's been done horribly for standards. But a secondary bridge, this is what it's gonna be. And I got Beatos to come ahead. Be a no. Isn't the music man thing? I am the music man. I come from far away. And then it's the be a do. It makes no sense that. I have to think about it. Why the hell were we singing that in school? So long ago in school. Not that long ago, but fairly long. I guess it was just an old-fashioned sort of tune, sort of bring out joy. Actually quite catchy in a way, but it's quite boring and basic. And that scares me. It's coming up my head. Coming out my head. It was in my head. So this is gonna be like the. It's gonna be a functional bridge. However, it's not gonna be the battle bridge. This is just like, you know what? We need to have a big bridge at the top. Also, would you ram this top bit, which will only take that out, or would you ram that bit at the bottom? That bit at the bottom, really, because if you had a decent, like a small little cruiser, something very tiny, you went through the glass and the ribbon, go through that back wall, bang, you're in the hangar. You bypass quite a few turrets. Like, I know you have to try and survive rockets out. Oh. What have I done? Ah, no! Didn't know you can do that. I thought you should lock like there. Oh, it's alt. Oh god, that's cool. I feel sure the lights just move, but not the actual head. Sometimes. I like how there's no actual windows in this ship. Okay, I think it's actual interior time. Or fully interior time. So this bit's out unsuccessful. Oh god. I'm not also a cop. Wrong button, huh? The light is going away. No! Block out the sun. Wow. Darkness, eh? So that's that. I think for ease, it's going to be quite a few spotlights. Because who doesn't love spotlights? Add the range on. Yeah. Dude, it's so... Wait. Oh, I need to shift that one over. And shift that one over. Blindy! Oh, I just shouted blindy, didn't I? Blindy! For the eye I don't like. Spotlights. Oh god, it's a bit dazzling. I actually like it this way, but I'm gonna ruin this cool fog effect. Like you could like do a basically a singing contest. Da 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 da. Like the spotlight, sort of like how it points at the character. Oh, I really want to make a theatre now. No, I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna be hopeless at roaches and all that. Spot. A pot. So let's get the lights into that. So you can try and turn off all the lights if you feel like. Oh, space engineers, space engineers, space engineers. You have missed out on a trick there, my friend. You have missed out on a trick. And if you get that, you know what I mean. You missed out on a trick, my friend. Bit better, I could see. I thought I would ruin the effect, but it hasn't yet. So let's get interior lights. Let's get gravity gen. I can't stand this anymore, it's driving me insane. Nope. Oh, I have to get blocks. Ugh. I have to admit, it is pretty well lit up from a spotlight glitch. Only lights I'll be in here. Oh, I saw a miss out trick of this staircase there. Whoa! Oh, that's good for this. Oh gosh, for God's sake. sort of keep attention staircase. Be careful, foolish people are stupid. How am I gonna fix this? I think I might just leave his jetpack, to be honest. Like, it's just a bit of a title. Okay, let's add the secondary or main cockpit. Depends what you feel like. Do you feel like you want to die by having your head chopped off or your feet chopped off as your head? I'm blind. How is gravity up here? Sorted. No. 75 days. Whew. Now I think it's time I might add a bit of insurance purposes. As if you were me, which you wouldn't be, but if you knew, you probably saw how I built this. Terrified is not a word, to say the least, of how scared you realistically would be in this box of what is presumed to be death. So reinforcing it doesn't sound so stupid after all. However, that has to not okay. It'll be fine. Okay, that's one bridge gone. Oh, done, not gone. Oh, sketchy as hell. Okay, that's a bit many too many lights. Like, I'm not going to do main cockpit sort of as our primary cockpit, as what would be a good idea is of that. But the problem is 2 cockpits there. So that doesn't work exactly to plan. However, I think this is where the med bay and all that's going to go, so I'm not going to put any doors in, as I don't feel like that's necessary. Because it's not good. No pressurization. Oh, I can't see it. It's staring me right in the face. No, it wasn't. It wasn't staring me right in the face. It was a bit below staring me right in the face. How many gyroscopes have gone this? Okay. I'm gonna. Not panicking, to say the least. Just going to. Fingers crossed I built this thing right. Okay, this has to be a junction. I need the wiring. There's a reason why I don't do wiring that much. And small interiors. Oh, sorry, not small interiors, they're big interiors. So I don't do them. 1, it drives me insane of wiring up. 2, I normally fill things with important components that work. Like, I have to admit, this shit feels like, in a panic, what way would you want to land it? On its face or on its ass, to say the least. not feeling muzzily slightly wrong. Like, realistically, you could stack them. They'd be connected to the wall. Oh, jump drives. Now panic room for gyroscopes. I know we'll find a way. Perfect. Let's get seats. And plonk them down. So, painting this I'll do out the booth. So, stream, are you ready? Out it goes, the new sound effect. Stop, stop. Okay, gyroscopes are okay. Just about. Anyway, I'm not entirely finished. I just want to get out of the bay because completely get a bit claustrophobic, you could say-ish. It feels like a bit too, like, no, like, not, it is, I don't find claustrophobic. Not at all, really. I can be, I guess, claustrophobic, you can be at times, but, like, well, I can be, well, I'm meant to be saying that you can be, but, I can be a little bit, but I'm not massively bad. But that's sort of where it's like, that's where I was in those where, that's why this is a massive ass flat bottom area, like, what the hell was all this about? Like, I could be like shouting, who the hell's done this job? Me. And there was nothing on that, was there? For good's sake. It was that, then Gatling, that was one more back. Was it Gap? No, it was at the top. Okay, this has to be it. But it's one too low. No, it won't. Game's going insane. Now, this was definitely the rocket launcher, so... Then there was... just another GAT. And then... I need to add this. Now, GATs galore. No, not the, but the couple of GATs. Now here is our main bulky attack. I might need some guts on this desperately. I have some indented guts so the rocket launchers at least fire over. It's almost like a disaster waiting to happen with this design. Okay, it's a bit better. This is his front chunk. Like I say, it's not looking so good, however. I have got all these sides, oh god. Press 7, thought I was pressing 8. Add missile. That will do. Add a Gatling on there. And there we go. So the most awkwardest paint is going to be a pain in... And now I need to get inside the bridge. Let's not turn around. I was going to say turn around, but it's going to take ages. In. To. Lights, everyone's looking quite better. Down here. But yep, it's all fine. Cherry lights. Okay, groups. Gats. On and off. Missiles. On and off. That means I need to turn. Whew, we're safe. I've disarmed the weaponry. Whew. So that's that. Target missiles for Gats and missiles. Target them off. Can the Gats target characters? Yeah. So this mighty ship, mighty exit ship, paint it. Needs a good paint job. So the matte black. Oh, took a bit of. Now, blue. Dabba dee da, dabba dee da da da. Now the blue is never exactly the same. I think only the buffalo and the trident because I use the same. Okay, I need to get the character out of there. I can't do it. Spectator. Spectator works until I get a bit tired of it. So put this across here, make it a bit thicker. Okay. So, no, gravity's gonna get me. Not gravity, momentum. Okay, that could be black, but... Okay, a bit of a... I think some side strokes look better from over this bit. Let's do a quick single then, which will bulk up to a bigger stripe. I think it only needs 2 stripes really, but let's bing back up here. Boom, bada bing. Okay, that looks better. Now let's control B. Now the name time. Okay, large. Is it static? Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. F10. Stat. Details. The... Okay. Bro... How the hell do you spell sword? I'm used to spelling me. Okay, that is right. Okay. Broadsword. I think it's right. It's coming up right. So broadsword. Battle. Ship. Class. Light. Boom! Official name. Okay. That was F9, wasn't it? F6. Now let's... okay, I need to get inside the ship. Let's use... spectator. No, I'm gonna go in the main bit. We're most likely not gonna die, or... you never know. So, let the turning procedures begin. I didn't have enough gyros for this thing, but it's fairly quick. Give us a year and we'll get there in time. So this has got 800 meters range, which is a standard large turret. That means we've, okay, turned it around. Time to put it in reverse. So talk of the update. Graphics improve, which we'll notice in time. So, turrets, better explosion, better rockets. Gatlins, more tracer round style. Stop the thing. I'll let it dampeners on, let's stop it. Okay, what's going to happen is, I'm going to bring the ducts. I'm not going to turn on any of the turrets, because... yet, but I'm going to basically... bring in the ducts. Oh, didn't bring it over. Need to exit the vehicle, probably. Bring over my guy. Plug him in his seat. Whoa, that's, close for comfort. So let's say we have, this is our basically diplomatic cruiser. Oh god, spectator's gone. Well, let's try and get, look how wonky the spectator gets after you use it a bit. Okay. I haven't even turned on the duct lead to be. Where the hell's the duct lead? There it is. So basically, this is a diplomatic cruiser, sort of unarmed. You would say it was for that. So it'll be in convoy. Convoy. Control A. No, it'd be this, wouldn't it? Space pirates. Since now kicked out of this. Duckling's now evil. Technically, how the Gatlins are all off. And let's quickly just set up the so I think the Gatlins are not picking up the tracers. I think we've hit ourselves. The gyros have gone mental. I've lost it, Captain. There's so much firepower, I've lost it. I think, oh god, I think the Gatlins are shooting each other. Oh, they're shooting the rockets. Turn the missiles off, turn the missiles off. Impact! I have no control! I have no control. I think the amount of firepower is completely gone nuts. Oh, the rocket's glitched inside. So there's the Gatlin tracers. Did we collide? I think we dented it. Let's get the shaky spectator over here. Don't crash us now. So I hope you've all enjoyed the stream while I'm tearing this up. Like the poor Ductley. Its bridge. Its reactors are just about fine. Never mind. We're getting rounds bouncing off the reactors. Ductley's gone silent. Like, how efficient is that? The bottom side's been barely touched. It's just saw the Ductley and unloaded. Jeez, yeah, the turrets are a bit meh. But that's fine. hitboxes. Now, I hope you all enjoyed for the finale of that might crash the entire game. Bye bye other ships. Oh god, no! My computer's strong enough, but Space Engines can bring it to its knees. Or bring the actual game to its knees. I don't know if it's the computer or the actual game. I guess it's a game. As if it was my computer, I'll have to admit, my computer seems to be running fine, because... So stream, if you're thinking this is the entire recording on, nuffed itself up a bit, this is all. Spectator, why? Oh. Oh god, no. Oh. Well, you've understood after the Duxley, and this is why I wasn't going to put them all on, so I sincerely hope you've enjoyed, and see you in the next one.